Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to do a vlog of my first 3 days of school. So my white coat ceremony, orientation, and my first class. My sister came a little early and we went to the beach a ton. I have only a couple clips and we even had oysters, which it was her first time trying, so that was fun. And then my parents came later that night, the day before the white coat. And then the next clips show my white coat ceremony, which was super fun. First day of orientation, the white coat ceremony was yesterday. It went well, it was really fun, but I think it was definitely interesting to meet everyone for the first time. I mean, obviously I was hanging out with some classmates previously, but I had met a lot of new people for the first time. I probably met 1/3 of my class during the beach days and met a lot of people yesterday, which is a little bit strange and overwhelming, like maybe awkward, because it's a white coat ceremony, right? So I don't know, there was lunch afterwards and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. But I was very happy about the day nonetheless. I was very excited. So anyways, today's day one of, or I guess they said day one was yesterday, but so day two, we have orientation. It's so bright around me, but whatever. So today we have so much on the agenda. It's like literally from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. like just jam-packed with stuff. Going over library things, student resources, financial aid is one of them. We're gonna get another campus tour, and we had to wear business attire. So I'm literally wearing exactly what I wore to my interview. So, because I didn't want to buy anything. Whatever. And today we're gonna get our scrubs. So tomorrow, when we have our first class, we won't have to wear business attire. We can just wear our scrubs, which is awesome. And we'll also get our schedule today, which I'm really excited for. And I'm hoping that like Thursday, Friday are like more chill days than at the beginning of the week. So hopefully I get that. I'm gonna try my best to be social today, like a social butterfly, and talk to people I haven't met yet. I feel like I met a good amount of people yesterday because we had like a good 40 minutes in our seats during the ceremony, like before things started. So I was able to talk to like a lot of people around me, which a lot of them I literally hadn't even met yet. So that was good. And they were all very nice, so I'm looking forward to meeting more new people. I feel like this angle looks weird. Hopefully I don't look back at the tape and go like, ew. It's really early in the morning, so I'm like, I didn't have enough time to, well, I did have enough time to make like matcha or coffee, but I kind of wasted that time and I ended up not having time. I mean, we have to get there like at 7:30, and I think that's just like for breakfast and stuff, but then everything doesn't start till 8 o'clock, so like I think it doesn't really matter too much, like to be exactly on time. So I'm gonna get there at like 7:33 or something like that. So I think that will suffice. But anyways, just wanted to check in with you guys. I'm probably gonna vlog today and then vlog tomorrow, so like 3 days. And that will kind of conclude the first week and orientations and that sort of thing. So I'll check back in with you guys later. Okay guys, just finished my first day of classes. Well, we only had one class, and it went well. Definitely a good amount of material all ready to go over, so I have to get on to that. And these are the scrubs. Most of the students get their own scrubs, like ones that are more comfortable and like maybe higher quality. But yeah, these are it. Kind of cool to be wearing them finally and to have started classes. So that's cool. I learned a lot yesterday from orientation. It was so long, like such a long day. I was so tired. Just like a lot of administrative things. I mean, it was good to know like some of the stuff, but I was so exhausted by the end of it. So last night I definitely went to bed early because today's class was an 8 a.m. But yeah, I think my family leaves today. So I'm going to, I think, go to the beach with them. So I think that's the plan. And then tonight is a barbecue with the whole campus. So not just the AAs. So that'll be kind of fun to kind of see everyone. Hopefully, mingle a little bit with the other students. So yeah, I'll check back in probably later tonight. Yeah. I don't think I filmed anything yesterday. We had our first class from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., but it was just like a flexible class because the professor was going to be gone for next week, so it was kind of like an impromptu. It's not going to be like this the following week, that sort of thing. So it was ECG, and it was good. I definitely did study a little bit, so I'm going to do that today. So after the class, we, like I said, we ended at 10 a.m. I went to the beach with my family, and they left back to San Diego. And then at 5 p.m. we had a barbecue with the whole campus. So that was pretty fun. I met some new people, or just people I hadn't talked to like that much so far. So that was really fun. And then I think we stayed like for quite a while just talking, like probably 8 p.m. And some of the upperclassmen were there, and they were talking with us and answering our questions and just telling us like what to expect. And then a couple of the girls from the upperclassmen invited a group of us to go out to a restaurant and get a drink, and we talked a lot more, which was just like so sweet of them. And I learned a lot, not just from talking with the upperclassmen, but also from our orientation. So I kind of want to just like go over it with you guys. Like I put some notes on my laptop, and I'm just gonna read them off because it was quite a bit. I think there's a good amount of information online, but there's not like a ton. And so like that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this channel, is just to like go through my experience so it can help you guys understand what it means to go to AA school and that sort of thing. Okay, so I did learn a little bit about like the financial part of it because we had a talk from financial aid. So I think I will talk about that sort of stuff when I do like my financial aid video, because I feel like that there's just too much to go over today. So I don't want to like overwhelm with too much information. Okay, so just start off, I'll just give an overview of the program, like what to expect for each semester as far as I know. And this is true for I think all the NSU campuses, and I'm sure other AA schools have a relatively similar format. I think the main difference will be like when clinicals start to progress and like how quickly that happens. First semester is basically just like all didactic learning. Some of the upperclassmen said this is the hardest semester for people because the pace is so fast. And I mean, all the semesters are hard, but I think the pace makes this one specifically hard. And they suggest do not fall behind. It will be extremely hard to catch up. And they said the hardest courses will be Intro to Clinical and Anatomy and Physiology. And they said to make sure that you have a solid cushion by finals week, because like you'll have all your final exams in that like 1 week, which is really hard for people. I mean, I definitely can relate because like in undergrad, that would always be the hardest part for me during finals, would just be like having so many exams back to back. And so I said, give yourself more than a B of like a cushion, like you want higher than a B. And then they said, oh, and then also there was a separate medical terminology course for previous years, but now they're gonna combine it with Intro to Clinicals, I think. So we don't have a medical terminology course that's separated from others. ECG, the course, the upperclassman said the professor is like one of the best you'll ever have and you learn so much. He pushes you, but you learn a ton. So that was nice to hear. I mean, they said it's hard, but like in a good way. And then airway is, they just said the material is maybe a little bit dry, but overall it's like a good course. And then they said lab, you'll get eased into it. It's a fun class, and the upperclassmen are TAs, which is cool. So we get to interact with them some more. Second semester, they said the material gets harder, but the pace is a little bit more manageable. They said that once you get through semester 1, it will be like slightly a little bit of relief. And then there's a volunteer experience during that semester, which they said is really cute because we get to work with kids. So that'll be fun. And then we will get our, I didn't mention, second semester is also just all didactics, no clinicals yet. And then by the end of second semester, around November and December, you will get your rotation assignments for that following semester for third semester. And then third semester is also one of the semesters that people consider like the hardest as well. It depends on the person, I guess, but they say it's because you have to balance clinicals with exams and classes, which that makes sense. And they said that you have 2 days of clinicals and then your full course load. And they said if you're doing like a rotation that's a little bit further away, like, you know, like an hour and a half away, that they have apartments there for students that you don't have to pay for. And typically you'll have those on like a Sunday, Monday. So that way you can still go to class. And then there's also a shift from having like morning classes to more afternoon classes. So that way people can do their clinicals in the morning and then come back for class. They said that at first they were stressed about clinicals, like starting clinicals, but then once they started, they like loved it and they're so excited to be working in the hospital and can't wait to like leave school and start working. After third semester, they'll take graduation photos because after this, like everyone kind of disperses around. So that's kind of interesting. So when I had my white coat ceremony like a couple days ago, there were actually the upperclassmen taking their graduation photos, which is crazy. Fourth semester is pretty similar to third semester. So for most of the Nova campuses, this is summer semester of like your kind of second year, like start of your senior year. And you know, you're still going in a couple days a week to clinicals and you still have classes, but then there's an opportunity to be TAs for the incoming students, like I said, for the lab. And then fifth, sixth, and seventh semester, people will be rotating, doing their away rotations. So I asked, and it seems like you do about 1 rotation per semester. So if you kind of calculate that, it'll be like 3 rotations that you get to do away. So it could be in Florida or even abroad. The NSU schools have, as far as I know, 2 rotations abroad, 1 in Wales and 1 in the Virgin Islands. So that's kind of cool. I really want to do that. I mean, that's really awesome and a cool way to travel and see like a different part of the world, like way different perspective than I would ever get the opportunity to do. And then I asked like the students, like, how do you pick your rotations during your senior year? And they said it's not as like, you don't get as much of a preference as you think. Like you choose like your top 3 states that you would like to rotate at, and then your region in Florida that you would prefer to rotate at. So it's not like guaranteed. So I guess I'll be curious to see like how many of the seniors get the spots they wanted. And some rotation sites have applications while others don't. So that was also interesting. And I'm from Colorado, so another thing that I thought was very interesting is that Colorado is a very competitive rotation to get because everyone wants to go there, which I was kind of shocked about. I mean, like, obviously I don't know that much about like the AA world, but I had no idea that that was like a sought after location. However, she did say that if you have family there or if you've lived there in the past, it will give you preferential treatment. So I'm assuming maybe I wouldn't have that hard of a time getting a rotation since I lived in Colorado like most of my life. So that's good to know. Like if I want that option, I could probably get a rotation in Colorado. So that's cool. But honestly, I have no idea like where I want to rotate yet. I don't have to make that decision now, so that's totally fine. I mean, of course, I really do want to do a rotation abroad. Like, okay, that I definitely want to do. But other than that, I'm not sure. And I have no idea where I like possibly want to live going forward. So I don't know. But that's for the future. Oh, and they said that they will most likely find out where they'll rotate senior year in June. So coming up pretty soon for them. I know that NSU has some like housing for students in popular rotation locations. Like I know Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri has an apartment, and I think probably a good amount around Florida, as you can imagine, since like the network in Florida is huge. And I'm assuming Denver as well. I'm hoping that will help with cost. I don't know the quality of these locations, so that will be something I would want to find out by the seniors eventually. But all the seniors seem so nice and like so helpful and like wanting to help us and talk to us and get to know us, which is really fun. And then we talked a lot about just a ton of stuff, not just like school and things, but we talked a lot about just like how they've been doing in the program and like their mental health and what they like to do for fun and just balancing school and life. And it was definitely interesting. They said it is definitely like the hardest thing they've ever had to do, and they've definitely had to pull all-nighters, had some lack of sleep in their finals week, which I don't do well with lack of sleep, so I need to make sure I'm on top of stuff because that I will really struggle with. And they said they changed so much in the last year, like they don't even recognize the person that they were when they started, which I mean, that's kind of cool, like to know that we'll grow so much in this process. And they said to really lean on your classmates and your professors. Like everyone wants you to succeed. If you're struggling, reach out, study with your classmates, split up work. Like they were saying that they split up writing notes and flashcards, which I thought was really smart. For them specifically, that they had a hard time balancing life and like, you know, hobbies outside of school and studying and things, which yeah, I mean, other seniors said that they really made sure that they kept up with their hobbies outside of school. So maybe it really just depends on the person and like how much that, you know, obviously everyone's different. Like some people are like generally super smart and feel like they can do well with not as much time put in, or they're really good at time management, or their study strategies are just like killer and it just works. So it probably really depends on the person. And then the two conferences that all NSU students are required to attend is the Florida AA conference, I forgot the exact abbreviation for it, and the Quad A conference, which next year in April, it will be in Denver. So that'll be kind of fun. I'm hoping like we could do a snowboarding day one of the days, so we'll see. And then they said the Quad A conference is really good for like learning about rotation sites and getting those connections for rotation sites. Not so much job offers for first year students, which that makes sense, but that's kind of fun to suss that out because obviously I have no idea like what the rotation sites entail or where I can go, that sort of thing. I'm gonna get my mentor soon from the upperclassmen, so that'll be nice. And also very importantly, the passing grade, basically meaning that you can move forward in the school, is a 75 in all your courses. So that's good to know for sure. I hopefully don't have to worry about that. Hopefully I'll have good enough grades where I don't need to stress about getting that 75. We'll see. I'm gonna go to the gym right now and then study after. And then I'm gonna get dinner with some classmates. We're gonna go to Hibachi. So that'll be fun. I really like my class. It's been a really good time. I'm enjoying myself, and yeah, I will keep you guys updated. I'm gonna still try to do one video a week, but I might move to one video every 2 weeks. We'll see. I'm probably gonna change my upload schedule to Sundays as well, because I feel like that's more manageable because I can film during the week and then edit that video on the weekend and upload it like Sunday. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Wish me luck.